you made some headlines not that long ago about actually getting arrested by the police. One of the charges was, I think, officially they were saying that uh, you were inciting opposition to the I suppose the policies of the Victorian State Government. Can you please go into a little bit exactly what happened and what was your experience?
Sure. So the actual charge is incitement, which is supposed to be used for things like if I was to encourage you to commit an armed robbery or a murder or something like that, I'm also culpable for that crime because I would have encouraged you to do so. But in this situation, it seems like there's a loophole in the Crimes Act, because even if found guilty, I was inciting people to commit an offence that is only punishable by a fine. So it doesn't even carry a jail term. However, the incitement charge itself is a criminal conviction, even though the punishment for the crime I was allegedly inciting is only a fine. So really, it's kind of like you encouraging someone to park in a no parking zone and getting a criminal charge for doing so. That's how ridiculous it is. And then they gave me bail conditions. If I was to sign, I would have gotten out straight away after one night in remand. And those bail conditions were so over the top, I just couldn't sign them. They wanted me to stay at home from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. every day until my trial, which is going to be 2 years away. They wanted me to delete everything on the RDA website that incited opposition to the COVID restrictions. So they actually took a leap further than the charges themselves and said that I wasn't even allowed to voice opposition to the government, which is really, quite communistic in nature. And I would have had to, all my staff would have been, I have had 7 staff at the time, they would have basically lost their jobs, and Reignite Democracy would have ceased to be an influence in this area. So I couldn't sign those bail conditions because of those reasons. And there's worse ones in there too, but I won't go on. But because I refused to sign the bail conditions, I was then put into prison for 22 days in solitary confinement because I didn't want to take a PCR test. And then we appealed the bail conditions and we got all of those terrible ones taken away. So now I'm able to do my work again. So really those 22 days were worth every single second. And on top of that, I'm trying to set a precedent so that other people don't go through what I went through, because there's clearly a problem in the Crimes Act and it needs to be rectified. And that's why I'm fighting it till the end, because I really don't think that people like me should be criminally convicted for allegedly hosting or encouraging people to attend a gathering, which should be an inalienable human right given to us by God, not by the government. So that is why I'm fighting it, and that's where we're at.